Okay, so you've downloaded it, and I think that by default it should turn itself on. But if you can right click and go to Task Manager and bring this thing up, you should see over here on the Services tab that you should have a service called Postgres 6496, and it should be running. That means that it's actually running. So the database is going on, ready for waiting for you to give it some input. And the way we're going to give it input is we're going to launch a client called pgadmin4. You should also notice over here, and yours may say new because I've downloaded this before. You've got your PostGIS bundle for Postgres, and then the Postgres 9.6, and there's this client called pgadmin4. Let's go ahead and fire it up, and let's see. It's actually a web-based interface. By default, you'll see that it has basically the home HTTP address, the local. Now, Postgres is what you call client-server architecture, which means this software is a client. You will have to connect to the server itself. If you set it up correctly, you can have many different clients from many different sources also connecting to your database at the same time. By default, you should have Postgres SQL 9.6 in here. And let's see, you may not, I'm sorry, I think I've already connected this. Let me just disconnect just to show you kind of what you have to do. Basically, you're going to make sure that you've Postgres 9.6, and then your connection, you have to give it the name of the database. Localhost just means not this machine, this computer that I'm on is serving both as the server and the client. So I'm just going to connect to my local machine. The database I'm going to be using is called Postgres. Whoops. And the username is Postgres. And it should prompt you for a password. Remember, hopefully you have remembered what your password is. This is basically the master password. We're going to go ahead and let's see, what do I need to do here? Oh, yeah, I already have mine saved. That was just looking at the properties themselves. I've now connected to it, and you'll see there is a database in here called PostGIS 25 Spatial. That's the one we created when we installed PostGIS. And then we also have the main one, which is called Postgres. Now, this is by the default database. So, you know, in general, you would create other ones, but we're only going to do a couple things here. So just know that this is installed. Okay, so if you can connect, then you have installed it, and we are ready to move on to the next step. So for this assignment, I think basically I just want you to create a table, put a little bit of data into it, and then send me an exported backup. You're going to find that this is more of a headache than it is to just upload an Access database, but you know, this is a more powerful database.